Close call in Corvallis. A load of laundry ignites a small fire and prompts firefighters to put out a warning. KZI 9 News reporter RHODA KRAUSE explains what was in the wash and what you can do to protect your home.
You really can't tell from the outside, but there were a few tense moments this week at the residential co-op near Oregon State University called the Beaver Lodge.
Reporting a small fire in the laundry room.
Jim Patton's the fire prevention officer for the Corvallis Fire Department. He says there wasn't any damage to the house, but it's the way the fire started that's unusual.
And they were washed and then put in the dryer. And then another resident came down and took them out of the dryer, put them on top of the dryer, and then some other clothing on top of that.
We weren't able to go inside the house, but here's what we know. Firefighters say someone did a load of laundry of dirty rags.
There might have been some rags that were coated with some furniture finish.
And others with cooking oils.
Even though the fabric was cleaned, not all of the oil was removed from the fabric, and then it was put into the dryer, which sort of accelerated that heating, that self-heating process, which eventually resulted in ignition.
Firefighters say even though this was an unusual type of fire, they want to remind everyone never to leave out a pile of rags, even if you think they're clean.
It's what's called spontaneous combustion, and it's fairly rare, but it can happen with things like hay, straw, even grass when it gets wet.
It can happen even if you aren't washing them and you just have a pile of oily rags sitting somewhere at home.
As it dries out, it heats internally, and eventually, if it's not allowed to cool, it can heat enough to ignite nearby combustibles, and that's what happened here.
Patton says this particular fire is something that everyone who uses rags can learn from.
Don't reuse your rags. Dry them completely and then throw them away in the trash outside your house.
A simple move that could end up saving your house. In Corvallis, RHODA KRAUSE, KZI 9 News.